Hey there, everybody. It's Angelo. Wanted to check in with you guys before the end of the night. Talk to you guys about how everything's been, getting ready for surgery, all that fun stuff. Um, got some interesting stuff to talk about. Gonna try to adjust my camera because it looks a little weird. I apologize if there's any background noise. Other people living here. It's a Friday night, and I don't have control over what people do. And like I said, it's a Friday night, so people are gonna do what they want to do. I don't really have a problem with that. I hope you guys are just able to enjoy the quality of the video that is being taken. That being said, if you are interested in staying tuned and continuing to see what I have, please think about subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. Hitting notification bell, all that good stuff really helps. Lets me know, who's interacting, who's interested, who's leaving. Like I love to see comments. I love to talk to you guys. Have great conversations. I've already had a ton of them. Um, but yeah, I just today I wanted to talk about kind of a interesting, a little bit more stressful of a Friday than I was expecting, and yeah, I was going into some of my medical stuff because I was getting ready for surgery, and I noticed that the date that I had discussed with my surgeon, you know, many months prior, or about 2 months ago, um, was not on my calendar for the like medical board thingy that they have online. And so I was kind of confused about that. So I called their office. Obviously, I made sure to call before, the weekend because otherwise I would be, uh, you know, in a lot of trouble with, Martin Luther King Jr. Day coming up, having holidays and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out like, hey, what's going on here, and this is where I talk about I have to get better at dealing with the controllables and um I guess adapting to ever changing environment, which I feel like I've done for a long time. But I think that since I've been waiting so long for this procedure to happen, I was taken off a little bit. I was taken back, I should say, and it got me off guard in my thinking of where usually I would be. So it turns out there was a slight miscommunication um, between myself, my medical staff, and it led to there not being a solidified date put in the calendar. So this had me completely uh, shook because this was something I was getting ready for months. Um, yeah, I was thinking about it every single day, and it was gonna be happening next week on Tuesday, I believe, if everything went as planned. So I spoke to the guy at the office, explained the scenario. I had documented everything that was said, so I had all my evidence that all this happened. Um, then he tells me he's gonna call me between 12 and 5, which is a huge time window, and I'm stressed to the gills at this point, and I'm by myself. I'm just hanging out, so I am feel like I'm almost having like an anxiety attack at that point because I'm like, this is something I've basically been waiting my whole life for, and I'm waiting for them to be like, oh, we don't have an appointment, and you're gonna have to wait until like April because I made this appointment so early. um but I got a call from one of the people that works there. I've spoken with them in the past. They are tremendous, very helpful, and spoke to her, talked to her about this miscommunication, and um I guess in hindsight maybe I should have followed up just to be safe, obviously. Not noticing that in my chart earlier, it was also a fault of my own, which I'm willing to admit. But I was not. I was expecting some sort of outreach if they thought that I was, unsure. But I guess because it's in elective surgery, um, they thought that maybe I wasn't ready for it yet, or like had changed my mind on the time frame, which I didn't. We know that already. So I am fortunate enough that I don't have to wait months. I just gotta wait, I think, about 2 extra weeks. I got surgery February the 5th. That is confirmed, guaranteed. So now I have to do pre-testing. Gotta set that up. I believe I'm gonna get an MRI. Um, Done plenty of those with and without contrast. They want to see what the area of the brain looks like now after they did the SEEG with the ablations, what damage it did to the harmful area, and basically make a game plan using this ever surmounting pile of data to create like a finalized plan to give to myself so that I can have surgery. So surgery is still gonna happen. It just got pushed off by 2 weeks. So I was very nervous at one point about having to wait another 2 months because that would mess up a lot of plans. And I have people that were planning to come in and visit me, to flying in from out of state, like that type of stuff. So yeah, I had to do a lot of balancing yesterday, and I was very nervous how some people were going to take the response. Fortunately, it went over pretty well with everybody else, and they were pretty understanding. Um, and I'm grateful that I have a support group that is willing to help me relax and then get all of this in order. Of course, hats off to hospital staff. I appreciate you guys you know being flexible with me, understanding that um there was a miscommunication on my part that I should have followed up and I wasn't aware of that. So partially my fault. I thought that the message was um given, apparently not. It's always good to follow up, guys. I think my voice just peaked there for some reason. Mouth's getting a little dry, but yeah, always follow up with that type of stuff. Especially something like this, I really should have, been like, hey, just making sure, 20, 20 second, 100% happening, correct? That type of thing. Um, but you live and you learn, and hopefully I don't have to make this mistake again because this will be the last one. Other than that, I took a very nice stress nap afterwards, and I will say that I had a hard time eating today because I was so stressed out and so worried that I didn't really have anything else on my mind except getting an appointment date and making sure that I was set up for, as soon as possible. That's not a good thing. Got to get some food in my belly. It's getting late. Don't want to eat too late. Don't want to be up too late. Obviously, it's a Friday, so we have a little bit more leniency. But I am fixing my sleep schedule. Much better last night. Went to bed early, crashed earlier, I should say. Stayed asleep for at least 7 hours straight, which was really nice. And then, like I said, I took that short nap. Um, During the afternoon, it was probably like an hour, maybe a little bit, maybe slightly longer, hour and a half. Um, I just needed it. I was very stressed out. But with that being said, if you guys like what I'm talking about or are interested in hearing more, please let me know by subscribing and also commenting down in the comments, things that you want to know more about. With that being said, I appreciate all of you guys that have tuned in, leave comments, watch passively, whatever it may be. And if you feel you are trying to overcome an obstacle that feels insurmountable, know that you can overcome this obstacle. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself. And that there are many, many people that have been told that they could not overcome tremendous obstacles. and they went on to do great things. You can be one of those people. With that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Friday night, whatever day you are watching this, if it is Friday night or weekend, stay safe out there. Have a great time, and I will talk to you all very soon.